Hi, I'm Hera Davidson. Welcome to SportX, where we talk all things relating to the ever-evolving business of sport and the people that makes things happen in this vibrant industry. So today I have with me Doug Ryder, team principal Q36.5 Pro Cycling, a team participating in major cycle races around the world. Welcome to SportX and participating in the segment What I Do in Sport. But firstly, what does Q36.5 stands for, Doug?
Hi, yeah, thanks, Parrot. Nice to be on the show. Q36.5 is a clothing company, and the Q stands for Quaere, which is Latin for research, and 36.5 is the optimal body temperature of a human being. So basically, the innovation in the jerseys and the designs and the clothing that we wear, is to keep your core body temperature constant so that you can perform at your absolute best. So there's a lot of innovation and stuff in the design. So it's quite a nice partnership and a nice name for the team that we be racing all around the world. I guess exposing the brand, which is good.
Yeah, really cool and catchy. And how is the team doing, and which upcoming races are they participating in?
Yeah, I mean, we've struggled a little bit. I mean, as you know, when we were with MTN, Dimension Data, NTT Pro Cycling, we rode, many Tour de France's, 7 Tour de France's, and wore the yellow jersey, green jersey. And then during COVID, we lost our partnership. So we took a year out and are fighting our way back. So we're back in the second division, fighting our way back to the first division or the World Tour. So we're racing a lot of races. We are now, halfway through our second year. So we've won a handful of races last year and into this year, and we're racing a big international program. I mean, we start racing in Tour of Norway tomorrow in a race called Boucle de la Mayenne in France, also tomorrow. And then, we go to Tour de Suisse in June, early June, Dauphiné. But we haven't been in the Grand Tours yet, the Tour d'Italia or Tour de France, and we're hoping to get a Tour de France start in 2025. So that's our big goal. So we're building towards a bigger race program.
Okay, great, and good luck with that. So let's talk about your career, Doug. Describe to us what it is that you do in the sports industry.
Yeah, look, I mean, so I'm the general manager of a professional and part owner of a professional cycling team, that was born out of South Africa and has grown to take on the rest of the world. And we've always used, I guess, our Ubuntu spirit, where we care about the world that we live in and about each other to try and make a difference in the sport, leveraging our success to help others. So we've partnered with the Quebec charity to mobilize kids on bikes. So we are a purpose-driven professional cycling team. We're ambassadors of the Laureus Sport for Good Foundation. So that has always been my ambition, is to have a team that uses its success to support and help others. And then leveraging our global brand visibility, to make a big impact in the world that we live in and in sport, and creating hope and opportunity. So it is a different and unique, different team, and that's my big dream and focus, is to continue on that journey and see how we can take riders from different continents and places and give them the best opportunity to succeed. So it's a really nice strategy.
No, good, yeah. So Doug Ryder has been called the bounce back kid, mentioning all the challenges that he's got there. But despite all of that, what is the part of your work that makes you most happy?
When you listen to what Gary Player used to say, that the more I practice, the luckier I get. And I think, what makes me happy, and when you created incredible unity in a team, and riders have punched above their weight and done something that they didn't think was possible, like us winning on Mandela Day in the 2015 Tour de France. When you plan and you prepare, and then things happen and go your way, that's when all of those worlds come together, all of the preparation, all of the training, all of the belief and the motivation, and all the science and the technology behind it. When that all comes together on one day, that you hoped for, that you prepared and planned for, and when it happens, then that's like making magic happen. And those are those days in sport are so few and far between. But we've seen with our Rugby World Cup success, how that kind of passion, commitment, dedication, just makes the world look at you in a different way and creates just such belief and impact. And that's what I love. So that's what really, really, really makes me happy. And those days are few and far between.
Yeah. So being a cycling man yourself, represented South Africa at the Olympics, would you say that experience, that tenacity that you built within your sports career is coming in good state with your business career at this point in time?
Well, I think so. I mean, cycling is a very global sport, and we race all around the world. And I think the diversity and the adversity of being a South African, in the years that we, these formative years of recent, which has been amazing. I mean, I think it's a privilege to make a plan and get things done and believe in people and be multicultural and diverse. All of those things are so important to surviving in the world that we live in today, which is ever changing, never consistent. There's more change than anything else, and if you don't embrace that, you don't really succeed. And I think that's from being a South African living in this time, I think that is, and being exposed to the environment that we have in South Africa is absolutely makes you so resilient, and getting up to make a difference every day, which is cool, and has really helped me in putting a team like this together and taking on the big fish in the world of cycling, that from a continent that never existed in the sport before.
Yeah, great. So as we sit here in your field, what are the biggest trends you see emerging on the horizon within the sport, and more in particular on the sport business side? And how do you plan to stay ahead of the curve to benefit your own career? So being an entrepreneur and owner of a team, general manager, whatever the case may be, it's still a career that you need to always try and stay top of the game.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think it's challenging in sport today. The world is all about egos and not about impact. And that's really challenging, to deal with those big sports, those big egos, big money, going into eyeballs, that might not even understand the partners and the sponsors that are partnering, those bigger sports. And I think sport has become, about the quantity of eyeballs watching the game and not about the quality of those eyeballs. And for us, we always try to stay ahead of the curve, stay relevant, in the world that we live in today, which the beautiful thing about cycling is that it's free to watch. It talks to the world that we live in. It's entrepreneurial. It's about space and adventure and being outdoors and fit and healthy and entrepreneurial and, being in different places and in nature, which is beautiful. And I think, to find partners that want to be associated with that is a big challenge. And we've got so many things that we're competing against with influencers and YouTubers and, those kinds. The world is becoming incredibly complicated. Big companies have bought small companies. The share of wallet is less. And so it's just staying relevant, being unique and adding value is always a challenge. And that's what we try and stay ahead of the game in all of those fronts. So that's the kind of stuff that, keeps me awake at night. And, but yeah, the trend in sport is about ego and not necessarily about impact, which is frustrating, but we try and circumnavigate that. And that's a challenge as always, and pretty tough.
No, great, yeah. So looking back at your career path, Doug, what is the one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting out in this sector, having a dream of perhaps one day owning a team? And also, did you have mentors, and are you mentoring others to maybe perhaps take over from you one day?
Yeah, I mean, I've had many mentors in my life, which I've been very fortunate to have. Godfathers, as I call them, those that don't judge you, that listen and give you their advice and don't judge you, which is, as I said, which is really, really cool. And I try and do that in my team with people that I work with all the time and every single day. And I think what people forget is that you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and so you should engage with people in that ratio. So you should listen twice as much as you speak. And that's something that's hard when you're a leader. Lots of leaders are dictators and it's my way or the highway, but our approach is totally different. And I think it comes from our cultural background. But so that's the one bit of advice. And then, of course, the other bit is just to be, I've always talked about intensity. It talks to your level of focus, determination, striving for excellence, never give up. Never drop the ball, never be mediocre. When you want to do something and succeed in it, you have to, in the competitive world that we live in today, you have to have intensity in everything that you do. It's a competitive mindset. And that's, all of that kind of stuff is really, really important. So those are the things that, drive me and get me up every day.
I'm very happy to hear the words coming out of your mouth, Doug. You sound like a true Greek philosopher there, something that I'm studying at this point in time.
Oh,
But
no.
it is the wisdom that comes with the process. So, just lastly, you talked about impact. Now, when people are rising up in their career, and you talk about impact, I believe you're still involved with the Quebec project,
Correct. Yeah, I
and
mean
are you an
that's
ambassador?
yeah, I mean that's critically important to us. As I said, I mean we're all about purpose. We're a purpose-led team, so everything we do is about how we can, mobilize, enable others to be better, to create opportunities, to be independent, to be free. I think a big inhibitor in South Africa and across Africa is mobility. So it's not about education. I mean, of course, education is a big thing, and we know that everywhere. But I mean, it's about access to education, access to being free and independent, to create those entrepreneurial spirits. I mean, Africa can produce the most incredible entrepreneurs because we've had to make a plan, get things done, survive, and that's amazing. And I think the world can learn from that, and that's awesome. And that's what we use our team for, to make sure that we can give as many people the opportunity to be mobile and through the Quebec charity. Absolutely.
Now, thanks for your words of wisdom. That was Doug Ryder, team principal of Q36.5 Pro Cycling. Thank you for your time and insights, which is very much appreciated. That is where we will leave it for now. And thank you for watching What I Do in Sport on the SportX channel, which is hosted on TalkX TV. Until next time.